You know, the Boomtown Trail, or the human body, is made up mostly of water. I think we all know that. And what we've discovered is that the Boomtown Trail is made up mostly of stories. And everybody loves stories, so I think I'll start by telling you a story this morning. And all stories start with once upon a time. So once upon a time, a few years ago, in this village of Alex, in the region known as the Boomtown Trail in the great province of Alberta, there was a problem with the community hall. It was getting old, and it needed a lot of repairs. And the council of the day looked at it, and they got all the estimates, and they said, you know, just not worth it, let's tear it down. And the community came together, and they said, oh, no, you don't. And they started the fundraising. And there was an election, and there was a new village council. And to make a long story short, a couple of years ago, in good rural fashion, the community hall was refurbished. You know, this is the community hall. This hall had seen weddings. It had seen political gatherings. It had seen celebrations. It had seen all sorts of Christmas plays for almost 100 years. So it was of huge significance to the community and to the area. And then shortly after it was refurbished, the museum's water pipes froze and burst. So they decided to hold a fundraiser in the community hall. And they got an actress to play the role of Irene Parlby, who was a local girl. And they had a fashion show. And they used clothing from the museum, and they had descendants of the people who supplied these clothes actually model them. And so these were the grandkids of the people that wore the clothes in the old days. And none of them were professional models, and it really showed. But you know, that place was packed. There was everything. There were kids crawling around the floor. There were octogenarians, and there was everything in between. Homemade baking that melted in the mouth, all done by volunteers. And I was really struck by two old guys over in the corner. And one of them had his fly undone. The other one kept taking his teeth out and having a look at them. But you know, they were part of the day, and nobody thought anything of it. And you know, that afternoon it was so successful. They raised enough money to not only repair the museum's frozen water pipes and all the damage, but they could do some much needed electrical work as well. You know, and that's at the heart of the Boomtown Trail. Communities like Alex, people like that all coming together for a common purpose, and it's all about partnerships, and that is what the Boomtown Trail is all about. And so our tagline is bringing history and culture to life. And it's a uniquely rural expanse in east central Alberta. We're on highways 21 and 56 in that region from New Sarepta down to Bassano, and we share a little bit of geography with the Canadian Badlands, so we're really able to capitalize on that. Kind of like having a big sister or a big brother there. You know, we're a collection of communities, natural places, and historic sites to see and experience. We're located just far enough east of Highway 2 to be out of that resource corridor, which is, you know, what most people commonly think of Alberta. And it's primarily an agricultural area with some energy resources. And this region doesn't really enjoy the same high standard of living as, say, that resource corridor does. And you know, up until this boom we had a little while ago, the region had been struggling a little bit. You know, agriculture had been suffering through years of drought, and then the BSE came along, and so times weren't all that great. The Boomtown Trail itself is approximately the size of Vancouver Island, and we've got a population of about 100,000. And the largest community is the community of Camrose with a population of 16,500. So why the name Boomtown? So our name is derived from the architecture that's commonly found in many of our communities. You know, it's that old Western facade you might see, or you're seeing some of the old Westerns, a plain building with an elaborate front. And we're trying to build on this theme through restoration or recreation as much as possible. The purpose of our organization is economic development through tourism. And we're trying to build a future for the residents of the Boomtown Trail. A bright economic future that is sustainable and keeps the essence of the Boomtown Trail intact. We understand that adapting to seize opportunities is not the same as changing to please the masses, and we will create success with steady managed growth. We have a really neat vision. We will be Alberta's entertainment corridor based upon our history, culture, and environment. We are historically, culturally, and environmentally rich, and it gives us a wonderful palette to offer visitors. And we can easily boast that our history is millions of years in the making. We have dinosaur finds, native culture, and pioneering ancestors. Artists thrive here, producing paintings, sculptures, music, and theater. The beauty of our natural places provides stunning vistas and venues for all manners of outdoor activities such as hiking, photography, camping, geocaching, boating, birding, fishing, swimming, canoeing, and I could keep going till noon. A common thread running through all of these riches is our stories, and our storytelling makes us unique. We have scores of stories to tell and a myriad of ways in which to tell them. People will read our stories in our booklet, Tales from the Trail, listen to them in our locative media on their iPhones, and watch them come to life on our streets as local residents portray characters from the Boomtown Trail's past. The Boomtown Trail can be a place for quiet solitude or a venue for social gatherings. We offer a relaxed environment and a slower pace out here, providing visitors with a restful and rejuvenating rural experience. Our events, on the other hand, offer a little bit more excitement. They're always uniquely Boomtown, whether they are existing affairs such as the Elnora Bramorama, known as the second greatest outdoor show on earth, or newer events like Silver and Sage, the 5-star dinner served on the escarpment of Dry Island Buffalo Jump. The Boomtown Trail always offers unforgettable experiences. Our value statement. We recognize the value of every individual and the importance of cooperation and innovation. We listen, understand, and have regard for one another's viewpoint, ensuring we act together. This is the core of who we are. This is how we do our work and achieve success. This is part of our uniquely rural character. We know we will not achieve our success in a vacuum, and we're always eager to identify and work with partners who share our values both inside and outside of the Boomtown Trail. So a brief history. Communities in East Central Alberta have had alliances for various reasons for many years now. It was about 1998 when they started what was to become the Highway 21 Community Initiative Society, and in 2002 changing its name to the Boomtown Trail Community Initiative Society to reflect the growth and brand of the organization. Ironically, the original group had wanted to straighten Highway 21 at the Content Bridge. This is where the Red Deer River and Highway 21 intersect, and